Readers and film buffs unite. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 movies for bookworms.
You're in need of a fantasy. Brave knights, mythical fairies, ferocious dragons.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at movies that are perfect for book lovers. Fair warning, there are some spoilers ahead. Number 10. Amélie. Books let us unleash our imagination to the fullest, and Amélie shows us just how powerful this can be.
Puis j'aime bien repérer le petit détail que personne ne verra jamais. Par contre, j'aime pas dans les vieux films américains quand les conducteurs regardent pas la route.
In this classic French film, Amélie is a young woman who is equal parts shy and creative. While she appreciates the simpler things in life, she also has a vivid imagination, using it to enrich the lives of those around her.
Où qu'il soit, elle va retrouver la piste du propriétaire de la boîte aux souvenirs et lui restituer son trésor. Si ça le touche, c'est décidé. Elle commence à se mêler de la vie des autres.
In carrying out her random acts of kindness, Amélie learns that making others happy makes her happy too, and proves that great stories aren't hard to find. In fact, they're all around us.
En revanche, elle cultive un goût particulier pour les tout petits plaisirs. Plonger la main au plus profond d'un sac de grains.
Number 9. The Hours. Based on a 1999 novel, this movie intertwines the stories of 3 women living in 3 different eras.
But what does it mean? What does it mean to regret when you have no choice?
Part biopic, part drama, The Hours looks at author Virginia Woolf as she writes Mrs. Dalloway, and how her famous novel impacts fictional characters Laura Brown and Clarissa Vaughn.
Oh, go. Explain to me why this is happening. Don't touch me.
All 3 women directly or indirectly cope with mental illness, and Woolf's novel helps them work through pivotal moments, whether it's the birth of a child or the death of a close friend. A poignant film about love, loss, and literature, it's a fitting homage to a talented writer and her legacy.
My life has been stolen from me. I'm living in a town I have no wish to live in.
Number 8. Midnight in Paris.
Monsieur, c'est dommage. C'est dommage. We met earlier tonight. At the party. Dali. See? Yes. Dali.
In this time-traveling comedy, Gil Pender is a writer trying to finish his first novel, while on vacation with his fiancée and her parents. Gil is struggling with his work, and soon finds that he and his bride-to-be aren't on the same page. Everything changes one night on the streets of Paris, when Gil suddenly finds himself in the roaring 20s. Meeting such literary giants as Fitzgerald, Hemingway, and Stein, Gil gets some much-needed inspiration, and keeps coming back night after night to relive the nostalgia.
Hemingway?
You liked my book?
Liked? I loved all your work.
But as much as books let us escape to a different time and place, Gil realizes that there's no time like the present.
If I ever want to write something worthwhile, I have to, get rid of my illusions, and that I'd be happier in the past is probably one of them.
Number 7. Stranger Than Fiction. You might sometimes feel that your life feels like a book or a movie, but what if it really was? In this movie, IRS agent Harold Crick learns from a mysterious narrator that he will soon die.
Little did he know that this simple, seemingly innocuous act would result in his imminent death.
What? What?
Faced with the inevitability of his demise, Harold makes the most of his numbered days. That is, until he tracks the narrator down, successful novelist Karen Eiffel.
I'm Harold Crick.
I know.
Harold is Karen's character, and she struggles to kill him off while writing her next book. Juggling fate and freedom, Harold learns that while some endings are set in stone, we are the authors of our own stories.
I mean, I don't have much background in literary anything, but this seems simple enough. I love your book, and I think you should finish it.
Number 6. Matilda.
What do you like to read?
everything. But lately I've been reading Chickens. Charles Dickens. I could read him every day.
Based on the novel by Roald Dahl, this movie is about a bright girl with telekinetic powers. Unfortunately for Matilda, her parents are abusive and won't let her go to school. So like any precocious mind, she teaches herself the basics and finds solace through reading.
What is this trash you're reading?
It's not trash, Daddy. It's lovely. It's called Moby Dick by Herman Melville.
Moby what?
Eventually, she attends Cruncham Hall and faces another foe in the ruthless Principal Trunchbull. But just like Matilda's parents, Trunchbull is no match for Matilda's intellect. Friendly teacher Miss Honey is one of the few people to recognize Matilda's gifts and ends up adopting her. Funny and heartwarming, this movie teaches us to nurture each other's talents.
Call me Ishmael.
Number 5. The Princess Bride.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
This cult classic begins with a familiar scene. A man reading a book to his grandson, who is homesick from school.
A book?
That's right. When I was your age, television was called books.
But this isn't just any old story. It's an epic tale of fencing, vengeance, romance, and Wesley's quest to save the love of his life, Princess Buttercup, from an unhappy marriage to Prince Humperdinck.
Inconceivable!
And while we're enjoying the book on screen, the grandson gets a pretty good picture too, thanks to his lively grandpa. A tribute to storytelling, The Princess Bride is both hilarious and timeless.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
Number 4. Beauty and the Beast.
Good morning, Belle!
Morning, monsieur.
Where are you off to?
The bookshop. I just finished the most wonderful story about a beanstalk and an ogre and
That's nice.
It really is a tale as old as time. In this classic Disney film, the reclusive and hot-tempered Beast keeps Belle in his castle as a prisoner. Cursed with a frightening appearance, the Beast will only become human again when he finds true love. It takes some time for Belle to break the ice, but she bonds with the Beast over his impressive library.
I can't believe it. I've never seen so many books in all my life.
You like it?
It's wonderful.
Then it's yours.
Others have mocked Belle for being a bookworm, but the Beast jumps at the chance to give her any book she wants. Belle is understandably thrilled. And in both the 1991 and 2017 versions of the film, viewers are treated to some serious library porn.
It's wonderful.
Number 3. The Lord of the Rings franchise. J.R.R. Tolkien's famous book series inspired this epic fantasy trilogy.
You shall not pass!
Filmed on location in New Zealand, the Lord of the Rings saga focuses on Frodo Baggins and his fellowship, who travel to Middle-earth in a quest to defeat evil by destroying the One Ring.
Your time will come. You will face the same evil, and you will defeat it.
The books are some of the cornerstones of the fantasy genre. Tolkien fans will note many differences from page to screen, which has made these adaptations somewhat controversial. Still, having won a record 17 Academy Awards, it's among the most beloved and successful film series of all time.
I'm glad to be with you, Samwise Gamgee. Here at the end of all things.
Number 2. Dead Poets Society. This movie features one of Robin Williams' most popular roles, and for good reason. In 1959, John Keating becomes the new English teacher at Welton Academy, launching a school year that his students will never forget.
Now in this class, you can either call me Mr. Keating, or if you're slightly more daring, oh, Captain, my Captain.
He not only teaches the boys poetry, but he also inspires them to become poets themselves, harnessing their creativity and helping them to live in the moment.
Just when you think you know something, you have to look at it in another way. Even though it may seem silly or wrong, you must try.
However, Keating's teaching methods can only take the boys so far, and a sudden tragedy threatens to end the Dead Poets Society once and for all. Even so, Keating's students have learned more than they ever could have imagined, inside and out of the classroom.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Hope you won't mind me saying, but I thought your last book was even better than the first.
Thank you.
I mean, just when you think they've gotten as good as they can get.
Thank you very much.
These are my books. I like stories with magic powers in them, either in kingdoms on Earth or on foreign planets. Usually I prefer a girl hero, but not always. I couldn't bring them all because it got too heavy.
I named them for F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Who?
F. Scott Fitzgerald, the novelist, Great Gatsby.
I don't read a lot of fiction.
Number 1. The Harry Potter franchise.
I checked this out weeks ago for a bit of light reading.
This is light.
This iconic franchise became the best-selling book series and second highest grossing film series of all time. And it's easy to see why. Harry, Ron, Hermione, and the rest of the Potterverse have inspired millions of readers, and their stories are just as captivating on screen as they are on the page.
Books and cleverness. There are more important things. Friendship and bravery.
And in watching the films, we also get to see the characters grow inside and out as they fight foe after foe. Whether you're a bookworm or a film buff, the 7 novels and 8 movies will make you laugh, cry, and believe in the power of magic.
After all this time. Always.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.